sound. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content. Welcome to the show, Black Male Advice TV. We are in the building again with another live stream. Let's see who we got in the building. Tonight's topic is going to be on the subject of advice from high-value men. Let me get this right. Let me get this correct. Advice from high-value men set women up for failure. Trick or treat. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Carlos in the building. What's going on? Guerrero, Everall, Adud A, V Dub Man in the building. C Smith. All right, Mr. Grizzle. I want to give a shout out to Alexandra. Wait, I'm getting this all messed up. Damn. Alexandra. There you go. All right. Shout out to you for the Cash App. Jacob Jennings, Sherelle, Naima, Corey, Rollo. You know what I mean? Cedric, what's going on? Appreciate the support. Let's see what's happening here. Lisa, how you doing? Who else we got? All right. Everything seems to be good. All right, let me make sure everything is right. Okay, we in the building. You already done know what it is. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the topic of advice from high-value men set women up for failure. A lot of you ladies, you are familiar with all of the high-value talk. You know, these high-value men, you know, they're high value. And, you know, nobody could compete with them because they're high value. And they're giving you advice from a double tongue. And what I want you ladies to understand is that you're getting your advice literally from the devil. That is who you're getting your advice from. When you're listening to a high value man, you are literally getting your advice from Satan. I need for all of you to understand that. I need for you to recognize this, because a lot of women, they're seeking advice. They want relationships, and the high value man today is Satan. In all seriousness, Satan would be considered a high value man because he have pretty much been known throughout the Bible as one of the greatest of all of the angels, one of the archangels. He has a lot of popularity. He also have a lot of connections with other demonic spirits. And what I know within the YouTube streets is that this phenomenon called high value, or what you know as the high value movement, it is designed to attract women that have destroyed their lives. Women that typically are between what is known as the danger zone. This is another talking point from the high value movement. They use the term danger zone to illustrate women that are between the ages of, let's say, their late 20s, 28 to like 40 or whatever the case is. And they consider this the danger zone because they want women to believe that for some reason there is no way that they will be able to attract a man or have any sort of relationship success. They target these women because they know that they're looking for answers. My hope is that when you view my shows, you will gain understanding to recognize that you're listening to the devil. In all truth, if I could just make it plain for you, all jokes aside, you ladies are literally listening to Satan. The devil was on pretty much, I don't know if he's still on, but Mr. High Value is literally on bashing women, trying to give women advice, but the advice is coming from double tongues. In one tongue, they're telling you, you shouldn't make a high value man wait, and you need to take risk, and you need to do this, and ladies, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. When you really think about it, taking a risk means that there is a potential for danger. You cannot put all of your emphasis on a man just because he claimed to be high value, and you assume that for whatever reason, you're going to have a successful relationship with this guy. I've already made sisters understand throughout my lessons is that high value men, all they want is to have sex with you and then discard you. If I can bring you back or bring up your remembrance to the movie Pretty Woman. In the movie Pretty Woman, you had a man who was a multimillionaire. He hired a prostitute right off the street. He offered her a job to just be with him for the weekend and, for the week or whatever the case is. And then after the weekend, she can go her way. This particular female thought that by her getting with him, that somehow she's going to have this successful relationship. And he made it very clear to her that once the time is up, you're going to get paid and you're going to go. Like, I'm letting you go. Now, in the movie, it sells you a fantasy of this millionaire guy, I guess, settling down with this particular woman. But in our world, in the real world, that's not going to happen. But what I want sisters to understand is that the woman who played that role, she was a prostitute. The high value men on YouTube consider you prostitutes. And what they're essentially trying to do is make you women conduct yourself like a prostitute. In other words, they're telling you, we need for you to give up the vagina right away. They're telling you that you shouldn't let a high value man wait because a high value man, he's so high value, you don't want to let a good thing go. They want you to believe that you need to get this man and secure the relationship by giving up something. If you notice that Mr. High Value, I believe his name is Kevin Scamuels, right? He speak with a double tongue. This is why I say that these high value men are assigned by the devil to destroy women. They really don't want to see you ladies successful. They just want to hear about your bad stories, how many kids you got, so that we can be, so they could put you down and give the people entertainment, and then in the process, get paid from it. Nothing wrong with getting paid, but I don't understand why black women call into shows only to get degraded, only to get put down, knowing that they're never going to get the results. Like when you listen to these high value men, they really provide you no information that's going to get you a man. There is no success stories of women that call into these shows that have recently got married to a high value man. It's an illusion. It's something for women who believe they have hit the wall. In other words, if you're a woman between the ages of 28 to 45, right? Chances are you made a lot of mistakes. You made a lot of choices in life that pretty much put you in a position where you're still single, you have a job, and you're frustrated with life. So what these particular high value men want you to believe is that for some reason, if you come to their channels, you're gonna gain access to a high value man making 6 figures or more. The truth is you're never going to have that. No matter who you are, no matter how attractive you think you are, if you go to these particular platforms and you consume this satanic advice, it's only going to set you up for failure. Ladies, let me make something clear to you. Any man that's demanding that you give him sex because he's a high value man, because he took you out to dinner, and he's telling you, ladies, you need to stop playing games, you need to just pretty much go out there and just give it up, he's setting you up for failure. You're not going to have any success doing that. That's not something you want to do. Shout out to Low Key for the super chat. He said it's better to stay single than to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? The staying single part, I'm not sure what context that comes from. If single means you're not, because you have to understand, if I can go off into this little rabbit trail right here, a lot of times when people say they stay single, right, we have to find out exactly what we mean by single. Single in terms of not having sex, that to me would make more sense, because a lot of times people hide behind single, but they're still sexually intimate with somebody. You get what I mean? Meaning that they're not married. So you have a lot of guys that'll say, well, I'm single. Or you'll have a lot of women saying, well, I'm single, but they're still seeing somebody on the low key having sexual relations. So when we focus in on the word single, we have to make very clear that we're single and we're not intimate with nobody. That way it's very clear what's going on, because there's many people that are single, but they're all having sex. Would you agree? Majority of people that are in this world today that are single are still having sex with somebody, and they're not married. But this is what they believe, because the satanic system that we live in has caused people to believe that marriage is something that you do by walking down an aisle, by getting a marriage license and going before a judge or a court or whatever the case is, and have some witnesses, and now you're married because you got a piece of paper. That's actually nonsense. The truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is that when it comes to being married, right? When it comes to being married, the process of marriage starts with intercourse. When a man and a woman come together and they lay together and become one intimately, that is the beginning of the marriage. This is why when you study the Bible, you would understand that we live in a generation of adulterers and adulteresses, because the majority of people are intermingling and they're having sex with different people, and women are taking on the spirits of different men. See, anytime as a woman that you lay with a man, whether you believe this or not, you take on the spirit of that man. You create soul ties with that man. So even if that man leave you, his spirit is still in you. And because of this damage that was done to you, when you get into another relationship with a man, it almost become virtually impossible for you to pair bond, because what happens is the natural ability to bond is lost because you've done this so many times. And what the high value man want you to do is to continue down that road of death and destruction by opening up your spirit so that you can lay with different men. And in the process, you grow worse. And then when you get with another man, you have a lot of trust issues, bitterness, you're angry. So even if the guy might be a good guy, you're going to push him away because of the way you conduct yourself, which actually was the result of the amount of abuse that was done to your body from men that had no intentions on marrying you. You see, what sisters have to understand is that the high value man is the devil. The high value man is sent by Satan to trick you into believing a lie. Now, a lot of you women want to be treated right, but the devil understands that in order to get you in, he must entice you. I was watching another show by Mr. High Value, and what I noticed is that he speaks with many tongues. He speaks with different viewpoints. And if you put them together, it makes no sense. And there's a lot of contradictions. He had a show where he was telling men that they have to make a woman become obsessed with them, right? Now, the thought of you making a woman be obsessed with you is actually insane. It really makes no sense when you think about it, because as men, the last thing you want is for a woman to be obsessed with you. You don't want a woman stalking you. It was backwards. It was pretty much about that show that I did. Remember, I did the video on the I think it was called Forced Monogamy, where a man and his wife had a show talking, and I think Tommy Sotomayor made a commentary about it, and I gave him a shout out, and I made a video about it. Well, Mr. High Value most likely looked at my video, and then he decided to make a video about it. But instead of making a video about the real topic in terms of relationships and how when women get into marriages, how sex seems to dwindle down due to the changes, due to women having children, their libido, and so forth, rather than him focusing on the topic in an intelligent manner, instead he focused on belittling the man by making it seem like the woman or the wife is not really interested in her husband because he's not really all that exciting to be around, when really that's not the case. The true issue is that when women get into marriages, a lot of things happen. When you have no children, you're able to interact sexually with one another freely. But when a woman have a baby, then now there are changes. All of you women who have children, you know this. Your children becomes your priority. You have to take care of them. You have to do so and so forth. It's very apparent of what you got to do. So what the High Value man did in that particular video is say that as men, you have to get a woman to be obsessed with you, and to the point where she just want to have sex with you all the time. Listen, that's nonsense. He said that as a man, you're supposed to seduce. You have to seduce the woman, and you have to do all these things. And then he mixed it up with some information in terms of you have to stimulate her mind. Let me tell you something, ladies. If you have a husband and he pretty much goes to work, right? He goes to work in the morning. He takes care of the family. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That ought to stimulate your mind. That ought to stimulate your mind to know that you have a man that actually cares about the family enough to get off his behind to go to work. These high value men on YouTube, what you need to understand is that they have no family. They have no wife. They have no woman in their life. Mr. High Value was talking as if though he's a G in the bedroom, as if though he got all this stuff going on, and all the ladies are just going crazy over him. But if that's the case, ladies, all we got to do is look at logic. If a man has all of these things and the women are flocking, they're all obsessed, this man would have a wife. But this man don't have no woman around him because he's not really interested in women like that. I'm just saying. The truth of the matter is that Satan want to destroy your life, ladies. And if he can get you to sleep around with every man who claimed to be high value, then by the time you meet Mr. Right, you won't have no value, because what you're going to have is a bunch of kids, a bunch of bitterness, a lot of problems, a lot of resentment, and then you're going to take it out on the man that's actually trying to do right by you. And that's something that I'm trying to help you avoid. But we know in most cases, a lot of women, they don't want to take this particular truth. They don't want to take heed to the information. You see, from start to finish of this live show, you have been sitting there listening, ingesting the information. What I'm actually doing is I'm feeding your spirit. You can feel the difference when you're listening to entertainment, even though my video has a lot of entertainment. But there's a difference. When a man is giving you information that's feeding your heart and your spirit, it's designed to build you up. It's designed to help you to make better decisions. High value men don't want you to do better. I truly believe that Mr. High Value don't like women, and his purpose is to attack women until he can destroy them, because he don't want to see none of you married. It's just the truth, for if he was, he would be married. Low Key again with another super chat, said single as in staying abstinent. Okay. abstinent, to focus on yourself and to grow closer with your higher self and Most High. Yeah, that's the better approach, because the reason why I was pointing that out in terms of being single is because a lot of times listeners, when they hear the word single, they just think not married, right? Which means there's still room for me to go out there and sleep around. This is the culture that we live in. We live in a culture where being single don't mean, abstaining from sexual activity. It means that I'm just not married, but I can still go over here and fool around. And what's happening is the high value man, he is forcing women to make the choice to give up their bodies. And he does this every show he can. Every chance he get, he's constantly planting the seed in your mind, ladies, that you need to go out there and give up your bodies so that a man can have his way with you. Now, think about this. Why would you give up your body for a man that he didn't even honor you enough to marry you? Why would you allow a man to have his way with you because he took you out to dinner? Don't allow this, ladies. In the show that he pretty much did today, he said something along the lines of how, professional women are losing when it comes to high value men. And he said some hypocrite nonsense on how most of you women, you should be teaching younger women about all of your mistakes so they don't repeat the same mistakes. But then he's telling you that you need to sleep with men when you first meet them. Now, ladies, if that is not the devil, I just don't know what to tell you. It's like he's telling you that as a woman who is older, that you're supposed to guide the younger sisters so that you can teach them all of your mistakes so that they can make better decisions and meet a quality man. Well, how can you do that as a woman if you're still making the same mistakes by listening to the devil when he's telling you that when you meet a high value man, you need to take a risk and just open up your legs and just let him have what he wants? Sisters, none of these high value men are going to marry you. You mark my words, Mr. High Value himself, that man is not getting married to nobody. He's going to stay by himself. He knows good and well that in today's culture in 2020, most women are desperate in this particular time to get married to these so-called men that have money or whatever the case is, especially women that are between the ages of 30 and 45. He knows that in this day and time, those particular women that have careers, education, and so forth, right now they're in the market hoping, praying to Jesus that they can find a man that will marry them. This is where the high value scam comes into play, because if we have a market of women that are in a position where they want a man, then what the devil is essentially doing is setting you up to fail. Now, if we can get all you women to have sex with high value men and none of these guys commit to you, it's going to put you in a state of depression. It's going to destroy your soul. And before you know it, you're going to stay to yourself. You're going to be angry at the world, and you have nobody to blame but yourself because you didn't allow the Most High to guide you. You were intrigued by the high value of these so-called men that are really not high value. See, all of these guys on YouTube who claim high value, they have no property, they have no luxury automobiles, they have no professional studios, they have no land, they really don't have anything. But they constantly talk about being high value. I'm high value, I got so many colleagues, I got all of these clients, but they're on YouTube all day. Listen, I have a full-time job. I have a great career. I make, a very decent amount of money, and I'm pretty happy with where things are going. But I don't have that type of luxury to have free time to be on YouTube all day. Now, I would love to have YouTube as a career, but right now, it's just not in that time to do that. But these particular men, they make it seem like they got all these businesses and all this time and all these colleagues and all these clients. And I'm like, if you do the math and you calculate YouTube, you calculate the daily stress of life, how do you have time to do all those different things, but yet we're not seeing these colleagues, we're not seeing these clients, we're not seeing none of these businesses, we're not seeing the real value. All we see is candles and lights. This is where a lot of women fall victim to the high value scam. It's a scam, ladies, and unfortunately, many of you have already fallen victim to it. I could just imagine how many women already been flown out to different cities and states and are already slept with particular men that claim to be high value. And these men dumped you, threw you to the wayside, and now you're bitter. You have become a victim of the high value man because you allowed the scam to take place. You have to look from within and ask yourself, do you really want a husband? If you want a husband, you shouldn't be focusing on a man based on high value. You should be seeking a man that has godly character, a man of moral excellence, a man that actually have the tools necessary to be a man, to be a provider, to be a husband, to be a father of children. This takes time, which means that you're gonna have to get to know a man for who he is. Sex should be totally off the table when you're meeting anybody. Every lady that's listening to me right now, you shouldn't be having sex at all when you meet a man, because when you do, you already failed. I'm just letting you know right now. If you're a woman and I met you and you immediately want to give up the WAP on the first day or the first week, I'm not going to have no respect for you. I'm just letting you know straight up and down. See, here on Black Male Advice TV, right, we give you the truth, raw and uncut. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. You see, I'm not all of that thirsty like most of these guys for some WAP. It's not that way. You know, when you're a busy man, a family man, and you're doing what you need to do, and I practice polygyny, but I don't have time to be running around chasing women all day. Like, I got many things that I do, many hats that I wear, many goals that I'm trying to reach. And a lot of times, when you have your mind focused only on women, you tend to lose focus on the goals that you're trying to reach. What these high value men want you to think is that they have women just knocking at their door, chasing them around, and that's not the case, ladies. It's actually an illusion. Let me give you a little inside tip on what's really going on when it comes to this high value community. This high value community is actually this. Let me explain exactly what this is. Let me move this chat over here. I think it would be better there, right? The high value men within this community are essentially incel men that never had the opportunity to meet women. These men have figured out a way on how to make women look at them rather than the other guys. If you notice that the high value man, he don't claim to be an alpha male, he don't claim to be none of that nonsense. He just says, hey, I'm high value, to try to separate himself from the fold. So the truth of the matter is, all of these guys on social media that claim to be high value men are actually incel men in disguise. These are particular men that are losers, men that really are unable to have success. And if you really think about this, Mr. High Value himself, right? He was previously married twice. I keep stressing that, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very important that you understand that when a man has failed marriages, it is very important for you to recognize that he's not in a position to teach you how to be successful in relationships. People keep telling me that I'm a hater, that I'm jealous, and all these other things. I already made it very clear. I'm a very successful man. But I don't need to boast about it every day. I don't need to talk about it and promote it. I like being private. You understand? I'm not that type of guy that like all of that attention. I really don't. So it's not about jealousy. It is about a man being planted within the YouTube streets to degrade, belittle, and pretty much scam women into believing a fantasy that's not real. The high value man is an incel. In the real world, in the streets, a high value so-called man, he really don't interact with women, and he really don't have what he claimed to have. It's all an illusion. Fake it till you make it is the name of the game. If I can fake it long enough, people will believe in it. It's just like when they play the song Money World, you know, that crazy song that he keep playing in his videos, right? That particular song, he play it all the time. Most of you don't even know the lyrics because you don't understand Spanish. Now, if I was to go break down what that song mean, I want to know how many of you would really like the song. So you like it because it's being played over and over and over and over. And when you repeat something over and over and over, what it does essentially is it creates a habit. In this case, in music, it makes you like it. So a lot of people are going to like what they hear the more they hear it. The more you hear about high value, the more you're going to believe in it. The more you're going to believe that it must be true. The more you're going to believe that you have a chance. But you don't, because you're not doing the math. I suggest you get out your calculator and recognize that according to Mr. High Value, he claimed that these particular high value men, they're the top, 10 or 8% of men. Now, when you factor in the math and you break it down, most of these high value men are about 8%. So we got to look at white men, we got to look at Asians, we have to look at Jewish, we got to look at all these different nationalities of men. When we cut out all the nationalities of men, we have about 1% of black men. Now you tell me, ladies, 1% of black men would be considered men that make over six figures in terms of income, about 1%. Now, if we have only 1% of men, black men, right, that make six figures, 1%, right? Okay, please explain to me, how are you, ladies, who flock to the show, like about 4,000 of you, how are you 4,000 women that are viewing the show? Because we know that about 4,000 women actually view. How are you ladies going to secure this high value men when it's only 1%? Do the math. You're living in a dream world. I suggest you ladies really be realistic and recognize that you're chasing a fantasy that is not real. Most of these guys today are never going to marry you. We have to look at the culture in which we live in. Most black men, they use women sexually. These are irresponsible men. They don't take care of families. They're not interested in having babies. Most of these guys that have kids, they don't take care of their children. And I'm not speaking about the good men that do. If it don't apply, let it fly. But, you have to be mature when we have these conversations, and you have to realize that a lot of men in today's day don't really care about women. The only thing they're after is having some sort of sex, some sort of action with these women, and then they discard them. So the first problem that we should be looking at when it comes to dating, I don't really like using that word dating, but I'm using it for lack of better words because the word dating essentially means to hook up to have sex. People are not dating because they want to get married. People are dating because they're lonely and they want to have sex. That's why they hook up with different people, because they just want to hook up, have some sex, feel good for the moment. Most women don't want to be lonely, so they get with a man and then they give that man their body, which is pretty much the only value they have at the moment. And once they do that, that man pack his bags and he leaves. And then you end up hurt and broken. We here at Black Male Advice TV don't want to see you ladies broken. This is why I make this type of content, pretty much to challenge the talking points of Mr. High Value, to make him very uncomfortable, because I know that he watches my content. Because it seems like when I make content, he normally responds in a manner where he's not necessarily talking about me, but he'll speak in a manner where he viewed the video, he was looking at it, and he's trying to come at it another way. Like, for example, the high value man would say, as women, you need to not make a man wait when it comes to sex, right? So if you're not supposed to make a man wait, then what's in it for you once you give him the sex? What's in it for you? You're giving this man sex. He didn't give you commitment. That's a problem, ladies. You have to begin to look at this from a logical standpoint and say, wait a minute, I'm giving this man my body. He's making all these promises, but really, what am I getting out of this? You're not gonna get anything but heartache and pain. That's the only thing you're gonna get. You're never gonna be happy with this situation. My hope is that when you look at my streams and Mr. High Value come on, that you can pinpoint the fraud. You can pinpoint the scam and recognize this man don't care about women. This man do not care about black women. He don't. Because I have access to information, very sensitive information, mind you, of his previous relationships. And after reviewing all the data, I can tell that this man was a failure in his relationships. I can tell that each of these women filed for divorce, not him. They filed for divorce. The women filed for divorce because he's not really Mr. High Value. These women recognized that he was a problem. And if his high value was so valuable, these particular females that he was married to would have never filed for divorce. If his sex game was really on point, then these women would be virtually satisfied. They would be obsessed with him. You see, all you got to do is look at things from a logical standpoint, and you'll begin to realize the scam. When a man has to boast about being sexually great, or, well, in the bed, I'm a Don Juan. Anytime a man talk like that, typically that man is not anything in those departments because he don't really have to talk about it. You know what I mean? And another thing, the high value man loves to say stuff like, well, none of you would really know about any of my relationships, or if I'm with a woman and, you would never know about it. Well, of course we would never know because you have none. There's no relationships. Well, like for example, earlier in his show, a woman asked him, well, are you married? And he said, well, it's not about me. It's about you. No, what you ladies need to do is when you call in on his show, you need to put him on the spot. You need to let the women know that, well, you know what? Why aren't you married? Why? And if you're Mr. High Value, why did you have 2 failed marriages? Now, he's going to get angry with you. He's going to cut you off. He's going to hang up the phone. But these are the questions you ladies must be asking him. You have to ask him, Mr. High Value, why is it that you're not married? You're giving all of these women advice. You're giving all of these women all of this information. But where is your success? Could we see your success? Where is your family? Where is your children? Where is your wife? Where is the woman that is obsessed with you? Where is she? You're telling all these women that they're overweight. You're telling them that they're this, but his previous wife was overweight. See, a lot of you haven't done your research. I've done mine. His wives were overweight people. My patrons, they know about this already. But it is what it is. I have all of that information. Now, a man who came from these type of marriages that were destructive and failures, he can't possibly teach you sisters about success. Can't possibly do that. And this is what I've been trying to teach for a long time, but people keep telling me that I'm a hater. It's not about hate, it's about truth. I cannot sit here and teach any of you about relationships if I don't have one. You know what I'm saying? I have over 27 years of marriage experience. 27 years of marriage experience. I'm not some single guy out here who's just on a microphone talking. You know what I mean? I have a family. I'm responsible. I actually have the fruit, the results. But for whatever reason, people don't want to hear that from a man that have the results. You want to hear this nonsense from men that have no results. You want to hear advice from men that got no wife, men that got, no children that they take care of and tend to. Some people say he have a child out there. I don't agree. I don't believe that, because a man that has a child would understand that he's supposed to be in the child's life. And when you don't see none of that fruit and you don't see the action of that, it typically means that the child is within the custody of the mothers and he have no access because he was a terrible father. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn about a man just by looking at the data. Someone recently made a video stream where they exposed him, and he was arrested based on the report for drug possession. Now, you have to understand, like, a high value man arrested for drug possession, what kind of drugs are we talking about, Mr. High Value? These are the things you're supposed to let the public know. These are the things that people need to understand, because, you can come on YouTube, right? And you can present yourself as if though you're just this high value. But sometimes people can look at you and they can see that you have an addiction problem. And if you do, you really need to let people know and let them understand what's going on, because it's very apparent that there is a lot of issues going on within this person's mind. And this is why I say that Satan, the devil, is using this particular individual to mislead our women. And sadly, a lot of you sisters are going to be destroyed and you're never going to have success. Like never. You're never going to have success in relationships listening to men that are continually bashing you, continually asking you about your weight, only to set you up for failure. Danger zone, playing these games with you. Listen, ladies, do you really want a successful man? Do you really want a high-value man? Do you want to get married to a high-value man? What could you offer a high-value man? What would it take for you to get a high-value man? These are the typical things they will tell you to try to make you feel like you got a shot. You know, you really don't got no shot, people. You must understand what I'm talking about. And it's sad because in today's day, believe it or not, a lot of ladies out there sincerely want to settle down. They really want a good brother that's going to love them and be a man in their life. But because of the amount of time they spent in their career, in schools, in college, and so forth, they wasted a lot of time. A lot of time was wasted. And now you're in those years where you're pushing 35, 40, 45, and you're really desperate at this point because you're like, look, I only have but so much time if I want to have children. And see, I blame society for tricking you into believing that your job is to chase a career rather than focusing on being a wife. This is why I teach that women are supposed to be wifed up from in their late teens, early 20s. They're supposed to be wifed up already. That way they can have children early while in their 20s. They can have all the children they want in their 20s. And by the time they hit 30, the children are already done grown up. And now these women, because they're still youthful, still vibrant and beautiful, they can now start businesses even while at home and be very successful even while being at home. And this is a beautiful thing. But in this culture, they don't teach women that. They teach you that you need to go to school, you need to go to college, you need to get an education. Forget about being a wife, forget about being, submissive to a man. But you can have sex in the process. You can have a lot of sex in the process. And what women have done is they had a lot of sex, and through that, they had babies out of wedlock. And if you notice on Mr. High Value Show, once you tell him that you have a baby, that is when he's going to go in on you, and he's going to tell you, well, look, why would a man want to get with you when you got 2 kids? Why would a man get with you when he could get with a woman that have no children? And then he'll hit you with, you shouldn't be making me wait for the sex. Again, people, the goal of the high value man is to get women in bed. To get you in bed. First, they got to train your mind into thinking that with these particular type of guys, you got to take off the clothes and get in bed. So what he's essentially doing is saying this, any man that is not making 6 figures or more, those kind of men, yeah, you give them a hard time. Put them in the friend zone. They're not nothing. They're not worth nothing. This is why he says stuff like, well, ladies, if you want a high value man, do you want a family? Do you want to live in a certain state? What state you live in? Where you live at? And then when you tell him, he'll tell you, well, based on data, your man would have to be making X amount of money in order to sustain a family in that area. Ladies, that's BS. It's all BS. All of it is BS. Who is this man to tell you that in order for you to have a successful relationship, that your man have to make a certain amount of money? And if you don't have that man, you're not going to be able to make it. That makes no sense. Because I'm a living proof that I'm able to make what I make. You know what I'm saying? And I don't claim to be high value. I don't claim none of those talking points. But my point is, I'm very successful in my own right. And most people will never know what I do. Some people do. A lot of my patrons may know, and different people on my IG, they know exactly what I do. You know what I'm saying? But the point that I'm making here is that you have a lot of people that are focused on all the wrong things when it comes to relationships. They're focusing on, how much money you make and determining if you can live here or have this or have that. What you're supposed to focus on is the character of a man. And then from there, you and that man can build a life together. If you're focused on a man's money and how much he make, you're technically not getting with him to be with him. You're only with him for the money. So if the money starts to fall, or if his career goes under, then the marriage is going to fail. And then what we're going to learn is that even though that man was high value, you truly didn't value him. You only valued his money. And you're going to file for divorce anyway, because women always file for divorce. Men never file for divorce. Women always file for divorce. And if we look at Dr. Dre's wife, look at all the drama. Look at all the scandals. Look at what's going on. Look at all these different actors and athletes, how they have all this money, all this success, all this wealth, and their woman want a divorce. So having all this money and success and high value doesn't mean it's going to sustain a household. It doesn't mean your wife is going to want to commit to you. Women change, men change, things happen, but money will never, ever keep people happy. Money is able to amplify where you are. Having money will give you the ability to buy the things you like. But I'm here to tell you something, and a lot of you who have a certain amount of money, a lot of you who may have certain abilities to gain materials and so forth, you would agree with me when I say this. Having millions and millions of dollars gets boring after a while. Having a lot of money gets boring after a while. I'm gonna say that again. Having a lot of money, it gets boring after a while. This is why most millionaires, they resort to using drugs, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, because they're trying to find something to keep them high. They're trying to keep something, get something to keep them buzzing. Have you ever been in a position where you had so much of something, it's like you got so much shoes, so much clothes, so much food, you don't know what to do? You ever been in a position like that where you got so much money in your pocket, there's no needs. Your house is furnished completely. You have no need of buying anything, but you got money, but you got no need of buying anything. The money is just piling up. You could talk about, yeah, I got money, but you really don't have nothing else. There's nothing else to do. I got my clothes, I got my cars, I got my house, I got this, I got that. Okay, what else is there? Your life becomes boring and pathetic. You have money, but your life is boring. Now, to a woman that got no money, she's going to be attracted to the high value man because in truth, the high value man's life is boring. He got nothing to do. He just got money. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing he wants is sex on demand. He know that you're in a position where you never experience money. He know that you're in a position where you really don't have all the material things you like. That is being used to entice you. That's being used to reel you in. You know, when you go fishing, you got to throw the bait out there. You throw that bait out there, you catch one of them fish on there, that hook, you reel them in, and then you fry them. That's essentially what the high value man is doing in today's day. He's catching women on a hook and destroying their lives after. You understand? Yeah, like Robert said, that is why the lotto winners fall. You know what I'm saying? Or fail. The point of the matter is most people who win the lottery, believe it or not, within 2 years they go broke. Do your research on that. The majority of people who win the lotto, millions, end up going broke after about 2 to 3 years. Why? Because the money destroys them. They get the money, they start spending it because they never had nothing. They buy the largest house. They buy the biggest mansions. Now you have to understand something. Why would you get a bunch of money from a settlement or lotto winnings, and the first thing you want to do is buy a $5 million mansion? That makes no sense. Why? Because when you really think about it, when you look at a $5 million mansion, yeah, okay, you bought it, you own it, right? Okay, but now what about property? What about light bills? What about electricity? What about water bill, land fees? You know how much it costs? You know how much the electric bill will cost in a $5 million mansion monthly? You know what that will cost you? Have you done the math of knowing what it's going to take to maintain this property? You gotta maintain the landscaping. You gotta maintain the lawn. You gotta maintain the structural integrity of the property. You got all these different things that you gotta maintain. This costs a lot of money. So if you're not generating any income in, to pretty much finance itself, you're in a losing battle. This is why most millionaires who become millionaires through the lottery end up going broke, because they buy a bunch of materials, but they never started no business, they never made no investments, they don't have anything that's generating different streams of income, so that these new streams is able to finance this and finance that, where I'm not using money from my reserve, nothing from my main source. I'm not using none of that money. Instead, I'm gaining money from these different streams that's paying for this, paying for that, paying for that. So they end up going broke. You understand? But when we look at the problems that women are having today when it comes to relationships, it's most likely a problem with the culture that we live in that train women into believing that they can wait 30, 40 years before they finally decide to settle down. And because of this, parents are not training young ladies to become wives. Instead, they're forcing and pushing them to go to college. And then when they go to college, they're not really even focused on finding a mate. They're focused on their books. And then by the time they get their career, they have already started taking care of themselves. And now when a man comes along to try to take care of them, they have the mindset of, look, I'm taking care of myself. I don't need you. So now they develop the independent spirit. Now they develop the spirit of, I don't need a man. And then they get into a position where it's like, wow, after all these years of me working hard for my American dream, I have now become my worst enemy now. Because when a man comes up to you and he now want to assume the role of being the provider to take care of you, you have trained yourself to take care of yourself. So now it becomes difficult to submit to a man because you've been submitted to your career so long, which essentially mean that you are now forced to either break up with your career to get with this man. So it creates multiple problems. And then we have age that is against you, because we all know that women have a biological clock. We all know that women go through menopause. So there is a window of opportunity for women to get married and have a successful relationship with a man. The high value man is not trying to make you go down that route. He already done know that if you are in your 30s to 45, he already done know that if you're in that position right there, chances of you getting into a relationship with a man successfully is very slim. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna milk the system with you. They're gonna play games with you. They're gonna sell you lies. They're gonna sell you dreams. They're gonna say, you need a consultation. You need to call me and you need to get a consultation. You need for me to teach you what you need to know to get a high value man. But really, none of these men that are successful, that's making a lot of money, they don't want to get married. Why get married? Get married for what? It makes no sense. You understand? They don't want to be married, sisters. They just want to have sex with you. Why is it so hard for you to understand that? Why is it so hard for you to recognize what I'm saying? A high value man do not want marriage. They don't even want babies. They don't want no kids. This is why Mr. High Value will teach women that if you got children, you need to give them to the baby father, give him custody to get the kids out of the way. They don't want your kids around you. They want you because they want access to vagina. That's what they want. That's so disrespectful. But you allow it because, again, if you don't respect yourself, then you're going to allow this nonsense. And see, what most women have to understand is that the high value man, he really is training our women to be prostitutes. Ladies, let's be real. We got to talk about these issues. We have to talk about these issues. He's basically saying, look, if I take you out on dinner and I spend $400, $500, you have to give me sex by the end of the evening. Now, it would be better for him to just go get a prostitute and pay her for that. That way he could get his sex and keep it moving, because that's essentially what he wants. Why go through the nonsense of taking a woman out to dinner and doing all of this work if all you're after is sex? Just pay a prostitute and get what you want. So what he's doing is he's training women on how to become prostitutes. That's what he's doing. And sadly, a lot of women are falling into that pot, and it's sad. Again, y'all saw the video when he was in the bakery shop or the cookie store or whatever the case is, and he was there with another man's wife. That very same woman contacted me. I got the receipts up on my Patreon page. She contacted me, and she basically told me that she felt used and that she's not going to allow that to happen to her again. You understand? She felt that it was like a setup, because what happens is, if you study the material, he was using that woman as a beard to make it look like if he was on a date. This is why he told us receipts shown. You can't show receipts with another man's wife. You know, I cannot come on YouTube, right, and have a beautiful woman in the background, right? And to the public, you'll be like, oh, wow, that's Ringo's wife. But I'm not telling you that. I'm just using her as a prop. That's essentially what he was doing. He was using another man's wife as a prop to make you think that he was out on a date with a beautiful woman. And she is a beautiful woman, I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, that's a married woman. She belongs to another man. You understand? So when I think it was Media Takeout or one of them sites put out the information was accurate. It wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie at all. And people think that these websites are attacking. No, these websites was exposing the fraud. But for some reason, all of that was brushed under the rug, and nobody's thinking about it no more. Nobody's holding these charlatans responsible. Listen, ladies, I don't know your background. I don't know if you come from any sort of religions or whatever the case is. But when it comes to the religion of Christianity, right? If you don't know my background, I originally go by the name Ringo for Life. I've been on YouTube since 2006. I've been around since when YouTube started. YouTube started in 2005. I came in around 2006 and registered an account because a woman introduced me to YouTube. And she said, being that I love to talk, I love to share information and truth, it would be good for me to start a YouTube account to teach. And what I've done is, over the years, I've been pretty much exposing all of the charlatans in the religion of Christianity, all the pulpit pimps, all the preachers. So I know the methods that they use. I know the mind control through music. I understand what they do through the wearing of suits and ties. You know, like when the pastor come out, he's wearing a suit, he's wearing a tie, and he looks trustworthy. He looks like a man that you can trust. But really, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. What I'm trying to teach you, ladies, is that the high value man is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Mr. High Value himself, Kevin Samuels, is in fact a devil. And his job is to destroy souls. Many of you women are being led astray. Believe it or not. This is truth that I'm sharing here. Now, all these other guys on YouTube, they're not going to tell you this because they're all in bed with this particular content creator. They're embedded with him because it's an agenda to pretty much make money off of the dysfunction of women. In other words, all of the issues that you're going through as a woman, these men on YouTube want to make money off of that. It's big business. The misery that women go through, the single motherhood, the lack of marriage, babies out of wedlock, there's a lot of talk that these men can talk that can earn revenue. So what they're essentially trying to do is start a business with the dysfunction of women. So if I can convince you that I am a high value man, if I could convince you that I'm an image consultant, if I could convince you that you need to get a consultation, and I can promote this through a live show with 100,000 subscribers, and I can have all these people listening, what I can essentially do is build a business or a demand where women will be calling in not to get an image consultant session or whatever the case is, but more or less to get consultation on relationships. So now I'm making money off of the dysfunction that you're going through. And this is what's being created right now. I could just imagine how many women that are in their 40s, 50s, that are pretty much calling this particular demon so that they can book a consultation on how they can get themselves a high value man. The truth is, ladies, you're never gonna get a high value man. Never. Because Mr. High Value himself, he made you believe that he have a Facebook group where you can pretty much go to this Facebook group and he got a lot of high value men there, but we never hear these high value men in interviews. We don't see them on YouTube. There is no data that shows any sort of success stories. There's no testimonials of women that been, out here. They just, for whatever reason, got hooked up to a high value man. We don't see no success stories. None at all. All we hear is, what are you willing to do for a high value man? And I'm here to tell you, ladies, advice from high value men set women up for failure. It's going to set you up for failure because all they want to do is have sex with you. That's all they want to do. And see, sex is normal. Sex between a man and woman is normal. But when it comes to a relationship, sisters, you should not degrade yourself to allowing a man to just have his way with your body and he never made you a wife. Makes no sense. You shouldn't allow that. You shouldn't allow a man to just use you and he never made you his wife. I keep telling brothers, and I need to make this known for the record. Here on Black Male Advice TV, we specialize in teaching men, black men, that their job is to get to know a black woman, get to know her, know who she is, right? The goal is not to have sex with her. The goal is to get to know the woman, find out the interests of this woman, and then as a man, you must assert yourself to this particular sister and make her understand why you want to be with her. The purpose is to build family. Once you establish this, it shouldn't take you a long time to make this woman your wife. It shouldn't take you having sex with her to see if you're compatible. No, that doesn't make sense. Let me explain something to you. When you go to your 9 to 5 and you have coworkers, you can tell who is compatible with you by how they work. And it will determine whether you work good around each other. You ain't have to have sex with your coworker, to pretty much know if you can work with them. So if I have a female coworker, I don't have to have sex with her to know if I am able to coexist in the same department with her. All I got to do is spend a lot of time around her, get to know her personality, find out what makes her tick. Same with me, with her. And before you know it, if we click, we should know already that we good. Same thing in relationships. You shouldn't have to get into bed in order to determine if this woman is compatible with you. That's the reason why relationships fail, is because you are focusing on all the wrong things. You ain't focusing on ethics. You ain't focusing on work ethic. You ain't focusing on the personality. You ain't focusing on the spirit of the person, the spirit of the woman, the spirit of the man. You're not focused on that. What you're focusing on is taking off someone's clothes. Listen, when I see beautiful black women, yes, they're exciting to look at. But I'm at the age now where I recognize that there is more to just beauty. As a man, you got to look at long-term success and long-term investments when it comes to a woman. She can be very attractive and at the same time be a devil. So you have to decide, do you want a woman that's just attractive, or do you want a woman that's going to respect you for who you are as a man? So what I teach men is that they have to wife up these women, that you shouldn't be having sex with a woman if she's not your wife. This is what I teach on Black Male Advice TV. Now, a lot of these hypocrites on YouTube, they'll tell women that, you need to be married. They're having kids out of wedlock. All these women are baby mamas. This is what these men do. But these very same men don't mind having sex with women who are not pretty much their wife. They don't mind pumping and dumping. They don't mind smashing and dashing. They don't mind using our women and then discarding them. All of these brothers on YouTube are hypocrites. All of them. If they're not teaching you righteousness, if they're not teaching you how to be married, if they're not teaching you long-term success, you need to turn them off, because they're not giving you no information. I'm giving you nothing but substance. I'm giving you truth, information that's life-changing. But I don't see 1,000 super chats coming in. I don't see nobody making it rain. I don't see none of that. But when you watch these particular shows from these high-value men, you know what I see? I see a lot of zombies that come there to be entertained, and nobody is gaining no information. None of the women are being married, and none of the brothers are developing wives. Time is running out for all of us. These men would try to make you sisters believe that time is running out for you. No, time is running out for them too. Because as a man, you're supposed to be building a family. You're supposed to be established in a household where you have a wife and you have children and happiness and long-term success so that you can build something so that your children can fall in on what you built. But as men, we're not doing that. We're chasing tail. We're destroying our women. We're abusing them sexually, destroying them emotionally. And then we expect these women to be wives in the future? It's impossible. So the high-value man is setting you up for failure. This is why I say trick or treat, because they're not interested in you having long-term success. They're not interested in that. They're not interested in you meeting a good brother. They're telling you need to meet a man that's making 6 figures, as if those 6 figures is going to treat you right. No, there's a lot of men that have a lot of money. Their sex game is weak. There's a lot of men that have a lot of money, but they'll abuse you and beat you. There's a lot of men that have a lot of money, but they're not going to be committed to taking care of you. You understand? So you cannot judge a man's character by his money. You can't judge a man's character by him wearing a suit. You know what I mean? I don't wear suits. I don't. I wear a lot of urban gear, athletic gear. That's how I dress. Casual. That's me. That's my personality. That's how I roll. But these particular men are charlatans. They operate under the same methods, the same methodology as the Christian pastor. The Christian pastor, he comes out in a suit. He comes out to you in a suit, a tie. He drives a Rolls Royce. He have the entire image of success. The pastor drives a Rolls Royce. He has a Lear jet, mansions, but his congregation, they got to take the bus to work. They got to take a skateboard to church. I'm telling you the truth. Your pastors like Creflo Dollar, TD Snakes, all those particular preachers, they're in the business of manipulating people. That's what religion is. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about religion. There's a difference between the Bible. I follow the Bible. I don't follow religion. Religion is a scam. Religion says, bring tithes to a preacher. And what you do is you're bringing 10% of your income to a pastor. The Bible don't teach you to do that. Wait a minute, Ringo. That's not, Ringo, you lying. The Bible does say that you need to bring ye all the tithes to the storehouse, that they may have meat in the house. Yeah, that's what the Bible says. But the Bible never said to bring your 10% to a pastor. It said the storehouse. Where is the storehouse? Yeah, there is no storehouse here. Because if you understand context, the tithe was food. Food. And if you study the scriptures and you use your brain rather than being a fool, the tithe was not money. The tithe was livestock, vegetation. The only people that were tithing was farmers, landowners, herdsmen, because they were getting an abundance. They were able to give to the Levites because the Levites had no inheritance. See, if you read the Bible, not listen to a preacher, but if you read it for yourself and you gain the understanding, you would know what the truth is and you won't be getting scammed by these preachers. So because I have the background of once being in the religion of Christianity, I know how they do business. They're in the business of manipulating people. So when we look at the high value manhood and the movement that they're doing, it is designed to manipulate women and men. The majority of the men that donate on these high value shows are what I call men that want to be seen. These are men who typically don't get no action. So on these shows, they want to prove that they're high value. Let me put in this amount of money so I can make myself look good. Let me also give you another scam. This is another YouTube scam. I'm going to reveal this one so that all of y'all can pretty much know this particular scam. I'm not saying that Mr. High Value does this. That's not what I'm saying, but it's a possibility that it could be done too. One of the number one scams on YouTube when it comes to super chats to pretty much encourage people to give, right? What the scam does is you'll have key players that are in conjunction with the scam. they'll donate a large sum of money. What that is designed to do is to get others to donate, to give. It's like it's a business. They'll donate money that they're going to get back to themselves. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I'll take my own money, give it to myself. Even though YouTube get a certain percentage, it's an investment that's going to also trigger more people to donate. So in the end, I'm not really losing. Let me tell you how this works. So let's say YouTube get 10%. I donate a super chat, $200. YouTube get $20 or whatever the case is. And because I did that, because I donated my own money, even though YouTube get a certain percentage, it may look like I lost something by donating my own money, but actually it's a methodology that scammers use, because by you seeing on the super chat saying 200, what it does, it forces other men who think they're high value to top that. So what they're going to do out of emotion is they're going to now give super chats. Once they start giving that 20% that YouTube got from my super chat, I get that back once you give yours. So now I triggered a domino effect where other people are going to now start to give. Now, in the religion of Christianity, what they love to do when they want offerings and tithes, they make the choir start to make music. So when you look at Mr. High Value, what he'll do is he'll play a song. And the song he plays is Money World. So what happens is when you play that song, the mind control kicks in. And now the people will begin to start to give out of emotion. And that's what is done in the Christian church. And if you study Mr. High Value, he has a background from Christianity. So he know how to do the scams. He know how this works. I know what he's doing. I can see it clear as day. But do you know? You don't know. Anytime they want the offerings to come in, play the music. When you play the music, look at the donations. When you see the donations coming in, all of those people are under mind control. They're all under mind control. That is how the thing works. It's one big scam, one big fraud. It works in conjunction with itself because each component in the scam has its own, section that it got to focus on. You have the music, which is part of the scam. You have the suits. You have the lights. You have the candles. All of these different things. You see that little thing that be on the table that spin, that moves around? That is actually to put you in a trance. It's all satanic. It's designed to put you in a trance. It's to set your mood. It's to set your to make your mind open up to what they're about to say. And the more you look at that thing spinning like that, all of that stuff, it's designed to trigger certain emotions. You have all these different features of the scam that plays together. And before you know it, the money comes out the pocket. The viewers get deceived. The women start to say, you know what, I'm going to leave my man that I'm with right now, even though he's not, doing anything wrong. I'm going to leave him because I need a high value man. So we have a lot of women that are preparing to leave the man that they're currently with because they want a high value man. I'm here to tell you, ladies, you really need to pay attention to what I'm sharing because I'm giving you interesting information that is designed to help you do better. You know what I mean? It's designed to help you do better. You see? Rob said the music opens up chakras in the body to hypnotize the brain. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. And if you notice, he picked a song that focused on money. 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 That's the only song he's playing. Money. Money. Money, people. Money. That's the song. And you know what's so sad about this? How many of you people that follow that platform, how many of you actually went and bought the song? How many? How many people bought the song? So you ain't bought the song. So the artist is not getting nothing in return, just being famous. Because if you go to the artist page, they keep saying, Kevin Samuels sent me here. But the artist is not rich. The artist is not getting their bread. Think about that. He's using somebody. See, if I was the artist, hey, artist, you know what I would do if I was you? I would actually monetize my song. I would monetize my song. I wouldn't have it where you just tell people, hey guys, y'all can put your song in your videos for free. If you notice with me, I don't use nobody music. If I need music, I produce my own. Because at any given point, a guy that has music on YouTube that's for free, he can switch it around and monetize it now and put a content ID match on that music and get paid. To the artists of Money World, put a content ID match on your song. Set it up so you could get monetized. What will happen is every single video that Mr. High Value has, everyone will now redirect ad revenue to your channel. And you'll make some money. That's another way of making bread on YouTube. And I believe that eventually that particular artist is going to do that. So if it happens, you heard it here first, that's another scam. There's a lot of scams. Listen, people. I've been exposing scams on YouTube for a long time. One of the scams on YouTube is, hey guys, y'all could use my music in your videos as background music. Okay, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. But then, later down the road, you get a content ID match from that person claiming that their music is copywritten and how ad revenue got to go to their channel. And you're like, hold up. You told me I could use the song. Yeah, I told you that then, but now I'm monetizing it. And if all of your videos have that song, now you got to pay that brother now. It is what it is. So ladies, what are you going to do for a high value man? Are you going to give up the skins? Are you going to give it up in the first week? It don't make no sense, man. You got to do better. See, the high value man is a gimmick. It's an illusion. It's not real. These men have no successful relationships. Ladies, all you got to do is think and ask yourself the question. Because I talk about this all the time. Why Mr. High Value have no wife? Why you listen to men that have no success? Where is his successful relationship? Where is it? Why do you listen to a man that have 2 divorces? I'm going to continually talk about that. Listen, people, if I was divorced twice, I would not be on YouTube teaching anybody about relationships. Because at that point, I would be a hypocrite to teach you anything when I don't have no success in those areas. It's one thing to have 1 divorce, but when you have 2, you heard of fool me once, fool me twice, you got 2 divorces, bro, it's time for you to sit down. You're in no position to teach nobody about anything. And to be quite frank, you know, regardless how people may feel about me because they label me as a hater, what I'm trying to do is balance the playing field because I see women being deceived and destroyed. And there's a lot of women on YouTube that are now speaking out about this issue. I seen another video by another woman. Damn, I forgot her name. She had made a video responding to this particular content creator, and she made a good video. I think I'm gonna link her video under mine, just to show my support for what she had to say. She made a video about Kevin Samuels, and it's very true. I think she was teaching on, like, you could probably look it up. I think she said something along the lines about how he's given women dangerous advice. And she made a lot of sense with what she was saying. I can tell that she really cares about the women. And I know a lot of people are upset with me because we have this gender war on YouTube where everybody's like, you got the men versus women. And the thing is, with me, it's not about that. For me, it's all about integrity. I believe that as men, we have to do right. And we can't be out here treating our women like trash and using them for sex and throwing them away. We can't be doing that. So it's very important that we protect our women in this regard, because they're being led astray. And brothers on YouTube, they're not talking about this because there's a lot of money to be made. Sooner or later, the women are going to get tired of the bashing. They're going to get tired of him belittling women, cursing at women and degrading them on phone calls. They're going to get tired of it soon. This is why this particular content creator, he don't allow other men on his show. A lot of these guys are idiots at the end of the day, because I just don't see how could they support something that's destroying our community. And when you really think about it, birds of a feather flock together. None of these men on YouTube have successful relationships. They're all single men. All of them. They're all single men. They act like they all get women in bed. And what's sad about this is they make videos about single mothers. They make videos mocking women, belittling them, saying we need to avoid these women. They have kids. They're no good. But yet, who are these men having sex with? Certainly not women that are single. Because if these women are single and they're having sex with them, then why these particular brothers don't marry them? Why is it that black men don't marry these women? Why? And again, shout out to all the black men out there that are successful in relationships, whether you're single or married. If you're a single brother and you're a good, upstanding brother, I want to give you credit. I want to give you props. I want to make you know that, if you're a stand-up guy and you want to treat the women the right way and you want a long-term relationship, then salute to you. My video is not to belittle you or put you down in any way. My video is designed to target men that are out there destroying women. You understand? Men of no character, whoremonger males that are out there to use and abuse women. Those type of men need to be stopped, because they give all of us brothers a bad rap. They give us all a bad name, to the point where women will look at all of us as if though we're all the same. And we're not. You know what I mean? I'm about business. I'm about family. That's what I'm about. I'm about family. If it ain't about family, I don't want to hear about it. You know? I don't care about nothing else. We have a purpose in this life. We have a vision we must accomplish. We have only but so much time to be here to fulfill our purpose. Once I'm gone, my kids got to take over whatever I got. So I got to do the best I can as a man to make sure that I'm providing that future and opportunities for them. I don't got time to be chasing tail all over the block. I don't got time to be thirsty all day on the gram, liking pics all day. I don't got no time for none of that mess. You know what I mean? I got 4 daughters, by the way. So if I got 4 daughters, you think I'm going to be out here doing women dirty when I got 4 daughters? Nah, not going to be doing that nonsense, because that would set a bad example, as I would be setting a bad example as a father to my daughters to be doing women dirty. You understand? I don't have that type of mindset. I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm cut from a different cloth that says you have to take care of your women. If you take care of your women, they'll take care of you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But the point is, when you're teaching truth, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Marriage is a business. Marriage is work. Marriage is not easy. Anybody contemplating to get into a marriage, you have to understand you have to have work. You have to work at this thing. It's not a game. It's serious business. What he's selling women is a lie. He's selling women this illusion that once they get married, everything's going to be taken care of. Everything's going to be good. You don't got to worry about nothing. You're just going to be living well and be successful. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. There's a lot of work involved. You understand? A whole lot. A whole lot of work that you got to do. You know? So I'm going to take a little break. And play one of my songs. You already done know. My reggae tune there. Kill the banani. Take a little break. Drink my soda right here. Get some air. Yeah, I've been talking nonstop for an hour and 24 minutes. Get those likes up now. Get them likes up, man. I want to see them likes up now. Where we at? Where them likes at? We at 90 likes and we got 208 in the building. Come on, man. Come on. While the music play, get the likes up. Please get them likes up. It is what it is. You know? Let's see what we got. Let's see. You know what? Let me copy this. You know what? I'm not even going to do it. I was going to put the chat inside the song. Yeah, man, murder the likes. Murder them likes, man, for real, yo. So I'm gonna take a little break. Let me set this thing up here. Take a little break, and then we're gonna come back and wrap up the show and talk a little bit more. It's about 1:43, so I have a little more time. So we're gonna get into this track here. Y'all already done know. It is called Murder the Panani. And see, this is what the so-called high-value man want to do. He want to murder the Panani. That's all he's after. See, the only man, ladies, before I play the tune, right? Before I play the tune, right? The only man that's supposed to be murdering the Panani is your husband, you know. Your husband supposed to be there murdering the Panani, man. What? Your man, he's supposed to be there digging out the red. Dig out the red. He supposed to be doing that thing, man. Not no high value man. You supposed to let your man, your husband. If he ain't your husband, he ain't worthy. The man must be your husband, you know? So we're going to come back in a few, man. We're going to come back in a few. So y'all take it easy. We're going to come back in a few. We're going to take a local break. Y'all hear me? A local break.
Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
Coming to the house, I mean dig out the red. March down the gal into the gal them dead. Put up on me bed and me turn her around. Give her the cocky till she hit on the ground. Mash it up, dig out the red. Call the police on me. Hey, gal them in the party. Them all come tell me them honey. Me all give them all the cocky. Them nah know me love Panani. Hey,
murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
Stop.
Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
they say me kill off the gal with the wood. Give them all the loving and the gal them could. Take them to me bed and me give them the ride. All of the gal them I kill them inside. Call police pon me tonight. So many pretty hand gal them damn me like. All the woman in the club looking sweet and a nice and a ripe. And me wanna get up inside. Shit.
Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
They say me murder Panani daily. Me see a pretty girl, me want she hug me baby. So many things about the girl that me like. All of the woman in the club, them a fight, yeah. Look pon she leg and look pon she eyes. Look pon she lips and look pon she thighs. Me like the way the girl a move real low. Me like the way the girl a move real slow. Look how she leg them, look how it bend. Give her the stroke and make the body work. The way she looking at me tonight. Me wanna take her to me house tonight. Me wanna push it on the bed real low. Me want she head, I hit the pillow. Give her the woody and give her it slow. Give her the woody and give her it slow.
Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
Stop.
Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani. Murder the Panani now.
Woman fit talk and them moving slow. All of the gal them moving low. Like when the gal them bend down low. Like when them touch down on them toe. All of the gal them marking so. Woman them come to the club them know. Come to the bar get a drink inside. Now she all on me wood and she want it inside. All of the nights it a party time. All of the gal them lose them mind. Coming to the club and the gal them fi ball. Me not take no gal to no shopping mall. Me no spend no money on no gal that's not mine. Me no play no sim game, me have no time. Me no take no gal out for wine and dine. Me no spend no money on no gal that's not mine.
Murder the panani. Murder the panani. Murder the panani now. Murder the panani. Murder the panani. Murder the panani now.
Murder the bumbleclad panani. Come here, girl, me want to take you out and thing and murder the panani tonight, man. All right, we back in the building. Murder the panani, man. And notice in the song I said, you know, I'm not gonna spend no money on no gal that's not mine. See, make sure you pay attention to that part. I'm not spending no money on no gal that's not mine. What I look like spending money on a woman that's not mine? Does that make sense? I'm not no simp. I'm not spending no money on no woman that's not mine. But see, that is what the high value man does. He want to take his money, lead with his wallet, spend his money in order to get sex out of you. That's what he want. And again, shout out to Alex for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the support. You have to understand that, man. As a man, you're not supposed to be spending money on women that's not your woman. You're not supposed to be doing that. But see, if you allow that, right? And the woman don't provide no sex for you because you thought that if you give this woman a nice date and buy her some gifts or whatever, you figure that she's gonna give you sex, right? She's not giving you no panani. So you can't get upset with the woman if she didn't give you nothing in return, because technically she is not your wife. So you're not under no obligation to give her no money. Now, I'm not saying that if you're getting to know a woman that you can't do little things like, let's say if we taking a walk and, you know, you want to buy a drink real fast and, you know, give her a drink, you know, little things like that ain't nothing. I'm talking about you spending big money on a date. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking you to no fancy restaurant. I'm not buying you no Louis bag. I'm not taking you nowhere. If you're not my certified wife, you don't get nothing from me. First of all, why am I buying you these things for? Why? Why do men spend their money for? For what? I'll tell you why. Because they're expecting something in return. So as a woman, you have to ask yourself, if this man is taking you out to take you to dinners and restaurants, he's expecting sex. You're supposed to tell him no. I'm not giving you a damn thing, nothing. You're going home dry. Dry. Send that man home dry. Forget that. Don't give him nothing. About, hey, baby, you know, I want a little rub up tonight. Take you out and thing, and you can't give our brother a little shine. Tell that man, no, I'm not giving you a damn thing. Forget that dude, man. He crazy, man. Because that's what these dudes are after, ladies. They want you to take them out. They want to take you out so that they can wine and dine you, put some alcohol in your system. And then they take you home. That's what they want. You see? Up. We got a call. Got a call. Okay. Hello? Hello? Yeah. You there? Is this Blackmail Advice TV? Yes. What do you want? Well, I've been listening on the show and, you know, I just want to know,
I'm in a relationship with a man right now, and I want to know if I'm being set up to fail.
You want to know if you're being set up to fail. Okay. Are you having sex with... Well, first of all, how long you known this man?
Well, let's just say I just met him today.
You met him today? Okay. What is the... All right, you met him today. Where did you meet him at?
I met him on YouTube.
Are you the same lady that contacted me yesterday?
Yes, I'm the same lady. But I met a new man. He claims that he's a high-value man.
All right, so you met him on YouTube. So he's a high-value man, so he makes 6 figures?
Yes, he makes 6 figures.
Is he a content creator?
Yes, he's a content creator, but I don't want to mention his name.
All right, so what is he asking of you?
Well, he said that what am I willing to do for a high-value man?
Okay, so what are you willing to do?
Well, I'm willing to do anything.
Anything? Anything like what?
Well, I was thinking about giving him the WAP today.
Lady, look. You been watching my show from the beginning?
No, I just now tuned in because, he's telling me right now that he wants some sex because he took me out. He spent $1,000 on me and he wants some WAP. Should I give it to him, Ringo?
Lady, listen to this. You're calling me to ask me if you should give this man some WAP, this YouTuber that you don't want to mention. So he just met you today, and he's asking you to give up the WAP, and you're willing to give it to him. Is he trying to make you his wife?
No. Ringo, I gotta admit to you, I'm kind of tipsy right now, and I just don't know. I feel vulnerable. He want to take off my clothes. He's trying to take off my clothes right now, Ringo. Ringo, he's pulling it down. I don't know what to do.
You can call the cops. That's what you could do. That's rape. I mean, you're under the influence of alcohol, and this guy is trying to take off your clothes.
He's taking it off, Ringo. My panties is off. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do?
Did you call the cops? Could you put the high-value man on the phone? I need to speak to him. Could you put him on the phone?
Okay, I'll try.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Who this, man?
Who this? What do you mean who this is, man? This Ringo from YouTube?
Yeah, this is Ringo from YouTube, bruh. How you gonna be pulling down the sister's panties and she drunk, bruh?
Hey, yo, bro, man, you messing it up for me, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this WAP. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I spent my money, man.
I'm trying to figure out, bro, like, which YouTuber are you? You're a popular YouTuber or just one of these no-name dudes?
Listen, bro. Listen to me, bro. I'm just trying to get this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I listen to these guys on YouTube. I'm a high value man. I'm just trying to get this WAP, bro. So I'm just gonna go back, man. I'm gonna put her back on the phone.
Ringo, he's going down on me. Oh my goodness. Ringo, I don't know what to do. He's going down. Ringo, he is down there. Ringo, he's exploring me. Oh my goodness.
Hey, yo, sis. Hey, yo, Ringo. This sister, I don't know what's going on. Something wrong with her WAP.
What's the matter with her WAP, bro?
I don't know, man. It tastes like corn chips. But, I like corn chips.
So, bro, you still eating the WAP?
Ringo, he's back down again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'm on a live show. Y'all, so hold up. Y'all getting it in?
Ringo, the police is at the door. The police is at the door. Oh my goodness. What am I going to tell them, Ringo?
So hold up. Wait. The police is at the door right now?
Yes, the police is at the door.
Hey, yo, Ringo. I don't know, bro. You call the cop. You made sure they call the cops on me? Open the goddamn doors, police!
Look, I think y'all need to open up that damn door because, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, Ringo, I'm going to have to call you back.
Wait, before you call me back, how much you weigh?
Well, I think I weigh about 200 pounds.
How tall are you?
I think I'm about 5'2".
You got any kids?
I got one baby. He's in the other room playing Nintendo.
So hold up, you got this dude in your house eating the box of corn chips, and your baby is in the other room, and he's not. So hold up, this is bad.
Open the door, police!
Miss, you ain't opened the door yet, but you told me you wanted to talk to me. This is a crazy call. I don't know what's going on. I'm nervous, and I'm not even there with y'all. All right, so is the baby father in your life?
Hold on, Ringo. Hold on. I'm going to check the peephole. Who is it?
It's the police! Open the goddamn door!
Hold up. John, is that you? Ringo, I forgot to tell you that my baby daddy is also a cop.
Your baby daddy's a cop too? So hold up, he's at the door?
Yes, that's my baby daddy.
This is an awkward situation. I don't know how you're gonna get out of this one.
Open the door! I know that nigga's in there! Open the door!
Hey, yo, bro, I don't want no problem, bro. Look, I'm gonna leave this phone call alone. You're gonna have to handle your business. I got a show to run. You know what I mean? So maybe you could call back another time. But look, that brother didn't marry you. You got your baby daddy out the door. He's pissed. You know what I'm saying? Your baby's in the room playing Nintendo. You know, he's eating your box of corn chips. Hey, yo, Ringo, you know what I mean? Yo, you cool. You a cool dude, man. You know what I mean? I watch your channel, too. But I'm trying to get this WAP. You know what it is? I'm trying to get this WAP, bro. All right, bro, you go get that WAP, man. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I hope... Let me ask you a question, bro, since you're still there. You using a condom? Because you said that her WAP is like damn corn chips. Nah, man, I ain't using no condom, bro. I'm going in raw dog, man, raw. You know, like Ringo TV raw. Is the baby daddy still outside? Hold on, let me look through the peephole. Yeah, bruh, man, still there, man. He looks pissed. Well, of course he's pissed. You got his baby mama in there. Oh, so, bro, are you gonna marry her? Hell no. I'm just here to get some WAP. You know, she weighed 200 pounds, but damn, bro. She got a little wagon on her, too. I mean, damn, she's only 5'3" with a wagon. I ain't trying to take care of another man's kids. Hey, I don't blame you, bro. It is what it is. But, yo, I gotta go. All right, Ringo. Yo, good looking out, man. Cool. I don't know, man. Like, these calls, I don't know. These people crazy, man. Here he is. He about to get the WAP. He just finished eating the box. He said that It tastes like corn chips. I should have asked him what flavor. You know, you got sour cream, got barbecue. I don't know. Yeah. 5253. I can't keep up with this nonsense. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what's so funny? Some other people, they have left the show, they totally missed that part. Never walk out the movie theater too soon. But yeah, she's in a situation where most women be at. This guy is having sex with her. Her baby is in the other room playing Nintendo. She's supposed to be taking care of her kid, but instead she got a man eating her box. And he just said he's not using no condom, so most likely she's gonna get pregnant again. This is a problem, ladies. You cannot be allowing these men, especially if you're a woman that got kids, you cannot allow a man to just come in your house, having his way with you, and he's not making you his wife. I'm sorry. You just can't do that no more. And this is what the high value men are doing with you. They're setting you up for failure. They want you to let men in your life. You have to understand, ladies, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck, 100, right? Let me turn off the music for this one, right? Matter of fact, let me get a little close up, because I gotta make sure you understand me, right? If you're a woman and you have kids, right? Let's say you find the particular brother interested, you like this particular brother. Okay, we get it. You have to also factor in that you got kids. You just can't let any man just come into your life and come into your house, especially if you have daughters, because a lot of times, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Listen, here we keep it 100. If you're a woman who is in your 30s, 40s, whatever the case is, and you have, let's say, a 17-year-old, you should be very careful with bringing a man that you just met up in your house with your 17-year-old. Now, the reason why I say that is because a lot of these type of guys, they will try to get with your daughter in most instances, and you will never know this. You have to protect your kids no matter the ages, because you don't know who this man is. So it's very important to get to know this man's character before you allow him around your children. And also, it needs to be made up front that you do in fact have kids, and what is his intentions of getting with you. Sometimes you just got to ask a man, what is your intentions of trying to get to know me? You know I got 2 kids, right? So what exactly is your intentions? Are you trying to get to know me to build a relationship? You know, I do have 2 kids. They're a part of me. Yes, I made some decisions in my youth, but these are my kids. Are you planning to stay with me long term? Or are you just here because you're turned on by my wagon and you just want to have sex? Which one is it, right? You need to ask men these questions so that they could tell you their intentions. And I also teach men that when you get around women, let them know up front exactly what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Let them know exactly. I don't teach men to just go get with women to have sex. That's not what I teach. But I teach men that they need to be transparent and open with women so that there is no misunderstanding. I'm not there to play games with you. If I meet a particular black woman and she's beautiful, nice looking, great personality, I'm not trying to hit it, quit it, and bounce. I'm literally trying to get that woman in my life so she could be with me long term. You understand? It is what it is. So I teach brothers to do this. So as a woman, you have to make sure that you protect your children first. Don't just let a man come in your life, in your house, and you're kicking it with him while your baby is in the other room. Because think about this, ladies. While you're in the living room or in wherever you at getting it in with this man, your baby could be taking some metal objects, putting inside of the outlets and get electrocuted. Or a fire can start because you're not minding your children. You're not focused on protecting your kids. You got distracted by this high value man. And now what happens is your baby end up dying because you neglected them due to you rushing into sexual activity with a man because he has some money. Don't make that mistake of thinking that because you gave that brother some sex, that somehow he's going to stay in your life and be there with you and your kids. In most cases, he's not going to stay. He's in and out. Again, if you give up sex easy, the man is not going to stay. I'm just letting you know. It is what it is. It's a very serious thing. As women with children, be upfront about it. Don't allow a man to have sex with you at all. If you meet him, get to know who he is, find out if he's a stand-up guy, find out where he's going, because in most cases, he's just there for one thing, and we need to wean them out. Now, I know some sisters might say, yeah, Ringo, I understand what you're saying, but I'm lonely. Let's talk about it. A lot of women there right now, they're like, look, Ringo, I know what you're talking about, bruh. But, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. My sister been here for a long time. Been a long time since I had that feeling. You know, a sister need a little something nowadays. I understand it's wrong, Ringo, but, you know, I mean, a little eggplant won't hurt, right? Look, ladies, you have to realize something. If you degrade yourself for some eggplant at the expense of your children seeing this, it's a bad look. You have to have integrity and good character to know that not to just let a man have your body because you want some and you know he's going to leave you, but at least, hey, I got something out of it. You can't do that. That's wrong. You know what I mean? You know, protect yourself, protect your children, because you don't know anything about this guy. And then on top of that, you're going to make him raw dog you. You don't know what disease he got. You don't know who he with. You don't know nothing. So why would you put yourself at risk? And see, this is what the high value man is teaching you, sisters. They're teaching you to take risk. They keep telling you that you're full of fear and you need to let go and just do it and just experience the high value man and not make him wait. No 90-day sex rules. Let me tell you, ladies, you need to have a 3,000-day sex rule. A 3,000 day sex rule. In other words, no sex for 3,000 days. Let's see how many of these men are willing to stay. Let's see how many of these men is going to want to stay in your life if you tell them that. I guarantee you none of them is going to stay. None of them. They're going to be like, hell no, I ain't staying. They're not. And that should let you know that they were only there for that one reason. That's it. I feel that as men and women, we need to get back to the basics of getting to know one another. That way we can gain an understanding of our personalities to see where we want to go with this. Both of you have to be adults on what you want. Family, children, success. No playing, no games. But don't get so caught up on sex. Don't do that. Don't get caught up on the sex like, yo, I just gotta hit it. I gotta experience her. I gotta find out what I'm doing. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You have to understand that getting to know one another is the most important thing you can do when it comes to any sort of relationship between a man and a woman. You have to get to know one another first. And then that man needs to make you his wife. No sex if you're not a wife. No sex if you're not a wife. Tell that Negro no. But Ringo, man, yo, bro, aren't you messing it up for yourself if you ran into a hot sister? Listen, if I met a hot sister, I'm trying to get to know who she is. I'm not chasing her damn tail. It shouldn't take you months and months and months to make a woman your wife. If you meet a woman, let's say you met a woman on Monday, right? By the end of the week of y'all talking with each other, getting to know one another, interacting with one another, y'all should have already done decided like, yo, I'm really feeling you. I like the connection. I feel the vibes, a lot of energy. I really like being in your company. I think that we really hit it off right. You know what I'm saying? Make the woman your wife, bro. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You waiting for months? Well, we engaged. How long you been engaged? 10 years. 10 years you been engaged? That don't make no sense. 10 years? Engaged for 10 years? Nah, man, that's insane. You can make that woman your wife right away. Am I saying go to Babylon's court and get married? No, that's not what I'm saying. You don't go to the so-called Babylonian courtroom and try to get married with a license, a marriage license. You make the woman your wife by making her your wife. Y'all have to have that agreement. And I know some of the ladies are probably like, I don't want that. I want marriage by contract with the world system. Don't do that, brothers. Because when you marry based on the world system, you essentially gave the government access into your household. So what you're doing is you're not married to the woman, you're married to the state. And now they have access into your household. You don't need permission from the government to make a woman your wife. You make a woman based on you making her your wife. Because let me tell you something. This is where the woman will trap you. This is why a lot of men are afraid to marry women. And when you have a woman that want to force you to marry her based on the system, right, under monogamy, she is going to use that system against you. Again, brothers, this is about you taking leadership. According to the Bible, it says nothing about going to no government to get a marriage certificate. The way you got married in the Bible is by having sex. So to all the people that might be crying in the chat, figuring, well, you know what? I want a man to have a marriage certificate. Well, let me tell you something. If you already had sex with somebody, you already got married to them based on God's standards. So we're not dealing with a paper. A paper don't mean nothing. That so-called marriage certificate is designed to be used by women to take you, brothers, to the damn courts to destroy your life when they decide that they don't want no more marriage. When you don't have that document there, they cannot use none of that. They would have to submit to your rule, your authority as a man. So if they really want a husband, they're going to have to submit to you in spirit and in truth. And this will tell you whether or not she is worthy to be a wife from a woman who just want your money. So when these high value men are talking about marrying and getting a high value man, do you really think they're going to take a woman down the aisle to marry her based on the system with their high value earnings, their property, their assets, their houses, their cars? They're going to get married to this woman so she could file for divorce and then she get everything that he worked for? No, he's not doing that. This is why I teach that the high value man is never going to marry anybody. He only wants sex from women. But what I'm teaching, brothers, is that if you do wife up a woman, you wife her up based on your standards, not the world system, based on the scriptures. That's how you do business. Because here's the thing, I practice polygyny. I cannot practice polygyny under the world system of marriage. Why? Because you can only marry one woman based on the marriage contract in America. Anything after that would be considered bigamy. Like if you go to like Texas or you go to LA and you marry a woman there and then go marry a woman there, you're breaking the law. You understand? So if you want to practice polygyny, then you cannot try to do that unlawfully by doing it based on the world system. You don't need the world system to be a man. You follow the Most High according to the scriptures. See, a lot of ladies, when they hear stuff like that, it bothers them. You know why? Because they want control over you. This is why I made my video on whatchamacallit, what's that topic where I was talking about forced monogamy and how sex on demand. This is why I made that video. Because a lot of times when you get married based on the world system, typically the woman have all the control in the marriage because you gave that to her by getting a marriage contract. You're never supposed to do that. I have a video on my Patreon page where I teach brothers, don't ever get married based on the marriage contract. If you do that, you're setting up yourself for failure. A woman is supposed to submit to you. If she's not willing to do that in trust and in truth, then what essentially is going to happen is she's going to destroy your life. So you as a man, you're supposed to lead. And all of these women, they need to be educated on what marriage is. To every lady that's listening to me in the chat, let me make something clear to you because I don't think you understand truth. When you hear the word marriage, it has nothing to do with a paper. It has to do with you having sex. When you lay up with a man, you have just become his wife. So if you're a woman and you're having sex with more than one man, you would be considered an adulteress right now because you're laying up with different men. This is why this culture is perverted completely. We live in a culture of adulteresses and adulterers. Why? Because people are just having sex with everybody, creating marriages. They don't think they're married because they have been under the deception that in order for me to be married, I have to have a piece of paper. No, once you have sex, you became married. That's the truth. That is why, ladies, when your man get with another woman, you get in your feelings. And you get in your feelings even when you're not married. Why? Because you feel a connection to him. You want to trap him under monogamy, but the man was never designed to be with one woman. A man was always designed to have more than one wife. I teach on these topics because as a woman, you can never fulfill a man. Never. It's impossible for a woman to fulfill a man sexually by herself. Virtually impossible. A woman will say, no, I could do it, Ringo. No, you can't. No, you can't. Are you willing to give a man oral at the drop of a dime? Talk to me. Yes or no? I'm talking about at the drop of a dime, sex on demand. Are you willing to do that? No, you're not. Are you willing to give him the WAP on demand? I'm talking about on demand when you are not feeling in the mood, when you are not doing this, when you're not doing that. You can't do that. You're not going to do that. You understand? To the person who posts fornication. Fornication, according to the Bible, is adultery. There is no such thing as sex before marriage. We got to get that madness out of our mind. That's a Christian mindset. Sex before marriage. There's no such thing as sex before marriage. Sex, according to the Bible, is when a man lay up with a woman and they become one flesh. That's what it means. When a man lay with a woman, they become one flesh. If we look at the scriptures, you can find the tokens of virginity where a man lay up with a virgin and she bleeds and it goes on the bed sheets. And what happened is when they bring out the sheets to the family, it is proof that this man had a virgin. That's how men married. They went into the bed chamber, and they had sex. You know what I mean? After they had sex, they were married. Then they would have a ceremony. You understand? The sex is what consummates the marriage. Not no paper, not no contract with the government, none of that. That's all Babylon. According to the Bible, it's totally different. So to anyone who have this mindset of, I want to be married based on a marriage contract, I want a license, I want this. No, what you want is a problem. And you're trying to give a man a problem. To any man listening to me, never marry a woman based on the marriage system. That's not how you marry a woman. See, all of you brothers, you needed fathers to teach you this. You don't marry a woman based on the marriage system. You don't ever do that. Now, if you did as a brother, okay, it is what it is. You did that already. You may have a good woman who may not do you dirty. But if you get with a woman and she don't have integrity and she didn't have your best interest at heart and you married her based on the world system, the day she decides to leave you, I'm telling you, she's going to make your life a living hell. And you need to know that. And it all could have been avoided if you would have never got with the system to begin with. People are out here having sex without a marriage license. You don't get a license to go have sex. So why do people believe that they have to get a piece of paper to make themselves husband and wife? How about you be an adult and I be an adult and we make an agreement that you are my wife? We're having sex. We're having babies. We're tied together. You are my wife. I don't need a paper to tell me that you're my wife. You understand what I'm saying? We are adults, right? Okay, then that's it. We're married. That's how things are supposed to be. It is what it is. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. Appreciate it. But see, people don't understand that, you know? People don't, they feel that if they don't get the contract, the guy can't be held accountable. No, you can hold a guy accountable regardless. Marriage contract or none. If a man have children with you, don't the courts deal with that brother? Even though he's not your husband, by the pure fact you had a baby with him, the courts will pretty much in judgment, the judgment will be in your favor if that man decide he not taking care of the kids, and he will pay child support. So having a marriage contract or not, it's not going to stop the government from doing what they're going to do anyway. You understand what I'm saying? You have common law marriage. You have all these different sorts of different marriage arrangements. You got prenup agreements that brothers take because they want to protect their assets. All of those different types of things. It's sad because, I mean, you're getting married to a woman and you got a prenup and you got this. It's like you don't even trust her. So it's like, why get with her? See, all of this is designed to set you up for failure, ladies. It's all designed to set you up for failure. This is why you need a righteous man who's going to lead you teach you truth, guide you, protect you, give you the edification that you need so that you could be a successful woman in these streets. If not, you're gonna be led astray. You're gonna be led astray, man. It is what it is, man. So to all the women out there, if you're taking advice from these high value men, you're gonna be set up for failure. I gave a lot of information throughout these streams, man. A whole lot of information. What are you willing to do with it? What are you willing to do with all the information I shared thus far? What are you willing to do? Because I'm trying to guide women so that they can understand the difference. So you can know right from wrong so you don't get caught up. And shout out to everybody in the overflow listening in who don't join in the chat or whatever the case is. Thanks for coming through to my shows. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Very important that you subscribe to the channel. Support the streams. Because we're giving you quality content that you're not going to get from nowhere. Nobody's going to give you this type of information. And I know a lot of stuff that I say may be new to you. Like, for example, that sex equals marriage. That's right. Sex equals marriage. When a man penetrates you, he is depositing his spirit in you. This is so deep that I speak on this all the time. Ladies, listen to me. Listen to this. Let me break this. I'm going to break this thing down to you. Once I break it down to you, tell all your girlfriends so they can understand. When you get with a man and you are intimate with that man, right? What's happening is he's depositing his spirit in you. You are becoming one with him. He planted his seed in you. By him making a connection to your body, his spirit is now in you. The more he lay up with you, the more deposits he make. A soul tie is created. His bodily fluids travel through your body, goes straight to your brain. This is all science. You become one with him. You can't seem to let him go. He's on your mind. And what's happening is you go through a metamorphosis. You start to change. Your body start to change. Your facial features start to change. Have you ever seen a couple and they look like brother and sister? I'm sure you have. You know why is that? Because the man, he planted his seed. The woman went through a metamorphosis. She changed. And now she's in the very image of that man. Now they look alike. Are y'all brothers and sisters? Nah, that's my wife. Wow, y'all look like brother and sister. That is because when you go through this change, you become one with the man. Now factor in this, ladies. When you receive the DNA of men or multiple men, what exactly is happening to you? You go through a metamorphosis. And now all of those men, all of those different men that you dealt with begin to take control over your body. And it causes you to have different personalities. Your body start to change, your facial features start to change. Now you start to look like all the different men you've been with. So now you've been with Robert, you've been with Alex, you've been with Tyrone. Now you look like all three of them. There's certain features now. We can see them in you. Not only do we see those features in you, your attitude change, personality change. Now, Derek comes along. Derek is a good brother, working man. He want to do right. He comes up to you. He's trying to do right. But because you dealt with all these men and they destroyed your soul, now it's difficult for you to bond with Derek. Because now you're unable to pair bond. The ability to fall in love, the ability to grow in love is no longer there because you've been hurt so many times. This is what the high value man want to do in you. He want to get you to the point where he causes you to get with different men sexually so that you lose the opportunity to pair bond with men. Don't let this happen to you. I'm giving you clear keys. The DNA of men is in your soul. When you lay with a man, you're giving him your soul. All the men, You might think, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm having sex. I'm able to get it in. Lady, you are doing more harm to your body than you can imagine. This is why I teach that as men, get to know the woman. Don't rush to sex. Why? Because when you try to do that, you made this woman your wife. You planted your spirit in her. She don't know that, because if she haven't been educated on this stuff, she thinks she just having sex. Oh no, something greater is happening. Something greater is happening, man. Bigger than what you think it is. You see? So I hope that everything I shared in this live help you sisters out, help you brothers to gain understanding. Appreciate everybody coming out to the show. It's a very important video. I'm going to do more videos on this stuff. I'm going to be challenging all of the talking points of these high value men. I'm going to make their existence here very uncomfortable, because I realize they're trying to convince you ladies that you need these high value men. But the truth is, these high value men are poison. Satan is talking to you through these men. Don't allow the devil to deceive you like he deceived Eve in the garden. Don't let him make promises to you, making you think that you're going to gain some sort of success and you're going to have happiness by dealing with these high value men. These men are trying to turn you sisters into prostitutes. Don't let them do this. You tell these men, look, if a prostitute is what you want, go spend your money on a prostitute. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a prostitute. I'm not going to degrade myself just because you got money. Just because you got a nice car doesn't mean I'm going to give you some sex tonight. Just because you bought me dinner doesn't mean that I'm taking off my clothes. So I'm letting you know that straight up and down that this is what it's going to be. And once you tell that brother that, we're going to see if he's going to stay. In most cases, he's not going to stay. You know? He's not going to stay with you. You know what I mean? These brothers want to take you out just so they could bang you. Now you might think, being that I'm a man, that I would side with the brothers and go with the flow. No, I'm not going with the flow. Do I want that to be happening to my daughters? Do you think I want some sorry Negro trying to run some game on my daughter? He's going to have a problem with me. When I tell you, he's going to have a problem. Listen, any dude that think that I'm going to be on the watch and think he's going to come around and play games with my daughters, I'm telling you, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a serious problem. Ain't none of that going on. And see, this is why these brothers are out here doing all of this dirt, because they know that you sisters, you don't got no real father there. Because if you have a father there that's going to deal with these brothers, they would think twice before all the dirt. Like if you don't got no brothers and you don't got no fathers that's going to lay down the law, that's going to come see these brothers, that's why they do what they do. Because there's no accountability. So it's easy for them to get with a woman, take advantage of her, because they know she don't got no brothers. See, if you had about 3 or 4 brothers and they all, some real men, and you came to them and you're like, hey, bro, like, yo, sis, why you crying for? What's going on? It's Mike, man. What's going on with him? Well, you know what I'm saying? He used me. I thought that he was going to be there. Now, of course, your sister made some decisions. But if this brother's disrespecting your sister and he used her, pumped and dumped her and left her with a baby, bro, nah, you guys got to go see him. You got to go see him. You got to go see him and deal with this matter. Bro, this your baby? You got my sister pregnant? Yo, you're going to deal with this. We're going to make sure of that. Nah, bro, the baby not mine, bro. Don't talk all of that nonsense now. You think you're going to lay up with her and think it's cool? Because see, if you don't have no father there, right, to protect you, then your brothers are supposed to protect you. And if they're not there, you don't got no brothers, you're supposed to have cousins that's going to protect you and hold you down in case some type of Negro try to run this game on you. Forget that mess, man. And I remember that sister that made the video against Kevin Samuels. She was talking about the shotgun weddings and how white people do that. But it's serious, serious business. These guys out here doing all this nonsense, man. Yeah, it's a lot of these guys out here, man. Janelle S said, I heard the pump and dump guy in the black manosphere space is an ex-porn star. Yeah. Somebody exposed it. I exposed this particular dude before, and the brothers in the manosphere protected him. They said that I'm a hater, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I pretty much exposed the fact that he's abusing women and exploiting them for money. And I guess somebody found his his X videos page and they put it out there. And the thing is, he's pretty much sexually active with a bunch of nasty women. He's degrading them on camera and getting paid for this. And this is what these men are doing. And yet these are the same guys that'll say that our sisters are thoughts and that they're hoes. These are the same brothers that will degrade our women and belittle them on YouTube, but they're having sex with these women. That's hypocrisy. You cannot say that a woman is a hypocrite or a woman is a hoe and you out here smutting her out on X videos. And not no fly looking sisters. These sisters they're not attractive at all. And he was raw dogging them, raw dog. So ain't no telling what venereal diseases is floating around. This is the pump and dump culture. This is why, as sisters, you got to protect yourself and not allow these men to have their way with you. Protect your bodies. Protect your vagina. Protect your wop. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you look fly. You a fly sister. I get it. You looking good. But at the end of the day, you got to respect yourself enough to say, look, I know the culture we live in is over-sexualized. Everything is about sex. But at the end of the day, you have to say to yourself, look, I'm getting older. I want to secure a good brother that can be a husband, a guide, protector, and all of that. So I'm not going to be out here swinging it around with different dudes. I'm not going to do that because look at what's going on YouTube. Look how these brothers are doing our women. Look at them. They have no integrity. None whatsoever. They're all hypocrites. It kind of reminds me of what took place in the Bible. I don't know if y'all have that biblical information, but according to the Bible, there was a situation where a sister was caught in the act of adultery. A sister was caught in the act of adultery, and the Messiah was there, and a bunch of guys brought her out, a bunch of religious hypocrites. They brought the woman out and said, Master, we caught this woman in the very act of adultery. According to the law, we're supposed to stone her. Now think about this, people. These particular guys dragged this woman out of bed in the act of adultery, which means she's a married woman and she was sleeping with another man. But notice what they didn't do. And this is what goes on YouTube and on various social media sites. They brought the woman so that we can publicly stone her, which is what brothers are doing in the manosphere. They're publicly stoning you sisters. They're publicly calling for the stoning of you. They're publicly saying that you're the hoe. They're publicly trying to degrade you. But notice what these brothers didn't do. They didn't bring the man she was in adultery with to be stoned. I find it ironic that these hypocrites would bring the woman to the Messiah to be stoned to death for adultery. Okay, she's guilty of adultery, I agree. But it takes two to tango. Why they didn't bring the man so that we could stone him too? They protected the man, ladies and gentlemen. They protected the man. And that's the same thing they're doing on social media right now. They protect the brothers even though the brothers are doing dirt. You got this damn YouTuber smutting our women out on X videos and then in videos degrading our women and calling them thoughts and all sorts of degradable names. And yet look at what he's doing. That's hypocrisy. You can't teach one thing and then you're doing another. That's a hypocrite. Ladies, these are the kind of men that are out here. Don't get caught up. This is why as a woman, you got to tell yourself, look, it's time for me to settle down with a real man. A lot of you sisters been chasing around these dusty dudes who ain't doing nothing. They got no job. They got no direction. They got no ambition. All they want is WAP. All they see you for is sexual attraction. And once they get you, they're out. Don't let that happen to you, man. Don't get caught up out there. Don't let this happen to you. Don't let these brothers trick you into getting in bed and then they treat you like trash and then they discard you after they got what they got. That's what these brothers are after. To treat you to some dinner and then trick you into thinking that you're going to get married and then they bounce. Now you're left broken. Now your heart is broken. Now you can't trust nobody. Now it's hard to trust a man. Now you might have a good brother trying to holler at you, or a particular man you trying to deal with, and for whatever reason, you don't even want to get his brother the time of day because you figure, oh, he's just like all these other guys. You see what I'm saying? He must be like them other guys at the end of the day. And this is why it's difficult for sisters to settle down with a quality man, because they've been hurt, which is true. A lot of sisters are bitter. They've been hurt. You know what I mean? If you admit it, you've been hurt. But also a lot of men been hurt. So we got a lot of bitter men and we got a lot of bitter women. But in the course of all this bitterness, we need real counseling. We need real truth that's going to restore us back to having our sanity, you know what I mean, having our mind back so that we can make better decisions. You know, it's very important. So don't fall victim of the high value man movement. None of these so-called high value men have wives. None of them have relationships. Stop listening to these charlatans. Stop listening to these brothers in the manosphere. All these guys are hypocrites. If a man is not focusing on family, stop listening to him. Any guy talking about pumping and dumping is not a man. Anybody talking about just getting with women to bang them out and leave them, that's not a man. I'm not impressed with none of that stuff. And some brothers are like, yo, Ringo, man, you need to be like us, man. You need to just come out here and get the ladies and just do what you want to do with them and bounce. That's not how I move. I'm too busy. Too talented to be wasting time trying to smut women out and bouncing and leaving them. And I got 4 daughters. Karma will come back for you, bro. Trust and believe that. You got to make sure you're doing right. And I'm not teaching all of this just because I got 4 daughters. This is how I always moved. This is how I always been. You see what I'm saying? Always been like this. You see? Even before I came into the truth, I always had a level-headed mind to understand that women are not supposed to be used, abused, and destroyed. Your job as a man is to protect them, not destroy them. But these high-value men, they want to destroy our sisters. That is what they want. That is why when you call in on these shows, the first thing they want to do is attack your weight. And if you say you got kids, they'll attack that too. Don't do that. Don't let these men make you feel like you got to have sex with them as soon as you meet them. Imagine that, bro. Imagine that, sister. I meet up with you, I take you out to dinner, and the first thing I'm after is some sex. Nah, something wrong with that picture. You got to, listen, even if you are the type of sister who is sexually, let's say you have a high sex drive, and you're accustomed to having sex, under those circumstances, you have to respect yourself enough to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling this guy, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do things different. Don't have no sex. Just get to know each other. Build up that chemistry. Build up that feeling, that desire, that burning feeling that when y'all see each other, you just want to get it in. Don't get it in. Just build that up. Get to know one another, and then sit down and talk and be like, look, let's just cut to the chase and deal seriously. Like, you want to be in a long-term relationship? Like, seriously. Or you just want to play around? What is it? Because I'm trying to be serious. Well, I'm trying to be serious too. All right, then. So let's just make this official, right? You know, we adults here. You know what I mean? No games, no playing. Let's be transparent. And both the man have to be transparent, woman got to be transparent. If you're a woman and you're serious about this dude, you got to be transparent, open, and upfront about what it is. No games, no playing. Now, if you're the type of woman who just want to go out there and sleep around with guys and just do whatever you want, then this stream is not for you, because you're going to destroy your life anyway. And then by the time you get older, ain't no man going to be with you. You're going to die alone. You're going to be alone. Literally, you're going to die alone. You were fly in your youth. You were that hot sister, head to toe banging. But then when you get older, nobody going to want you. Nobody going to be there. The market is going to close on you. So you don't want that. So in this day and age, stop listening to these high value men give you advice and start listening to righteous men that have families and success. Because those are the only guys that you can actually look at and say, you know what? This brother is making perfect sense. He actually cares about the women. He cares about the brothers, and he's adding balance to the situation. I'm not here siding with men or women. I'm just here to deliver truth. That's it. So, hope everybody enjoyed the show. It is what it is. I've been thinking about doing the phone call thing, Neon, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I really don't. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. You know why? A lot of people don't support the show. A lot of people like the show. They come out, but they don't support the show. And to implement all these different things, it takes work, a lot of work. And if people ain't showing that support, I'm not gonna waste my time with all of that. Serious business. You know? I would like to do the phone call thing, but again, I'm still thinking about it. It's still on the table. But people got to support the shows, man. Like, look at the time. Been on 2 hours and 25 minutes. People got to support these shows. So I'm going to close it down. I got to get out of here. Got to get something to eat. It is what it is, you know. Man, crazy show tonight. So y'all take care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see. Testing out some stuff here. All right. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to sign out. Be back on tomorrow night, hopefully. Talk about another topic. And, yeah. But watch out for these devils, ladies. There's a lot of devils out here on YouTube. They do not care about you, I'm telling you. I am serious. They don't care. These brothers ain't interested in no long-term relationship. They just want to bang you out and throw you away. That's it. And it's sad because the brothers that want to be with certain women, there ain't nothing wrong with the video. Oh, OBS just connected and reconnected. What the hell is going on? What is going on, OBS? What's going on? Come on. On my end, it has shut off and then it reconnected. I don't know what's going on. So let me get off of here before it just shut down the whole thing. I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. Oh, we got a phone call. Okay. Hello? Yeah. This is Black Male Advice TV. Who is this?
This is Sharon.
Sharon. Okay. How you doing, Sharon? How you doing tonight? Everything's good?
Well, I was just listening on your show. And I just wanted to tell you something, Ringo. From the bottom of my heart, I really do like you.
You do know everybody else is listening, right?
I know, but I don't care.
Okay, all right. So, how can I help you?
Well, I was just wondering if you can come over.
Come over? What city you from?
I live in New York.
Which part?
I live in Brooklyn.
All right. She lives in Brooklyn, y'all. Well, that sounds good. So why do you want me to come over for?
So you can murder the Panani.
Okay, all right. But slow down now. Slow down. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still a man. Trying to be cordial and cool. So tell me a little bit about yourself. You got any kids?
I don't got no kids, Ringo. I don't got none.
All right. You got a man?
Actually, I broke up with my man 3 months ago. He still be trying to call me to get some WAP, but I told him no.
All right. So, how much you weigh?
About 145.
Okay, 145. That's not bad. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
That's good. All right. 5'6". All right. Looking good. You got pretty feet? You know, I like them women with them sexy ass toes.
Yes, I do, Ringo. I do.
All right. Okay, all right.
But Ringo, I was listening to your show. You have to make me your wife.
So you was listening to the show, right?
Yes, I was listening to the show.
Okay, all right. So, well, I guess we gotta talk, all right? We gotta talk. So, you know, I mean, everybody's listening. I don't want them to know all our business now. You know? I don't want them to be in our business.
You want me to send you a pic of my feet?
Why are you letting everybody know? Come on. Everybody's listening. They're listening to what I'm doing. We could talk behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know they were listening.
All right. We're going to take care of business. Don't worry about it. But at least I'll be held accountable because they heard me talking. Now, you know, I'm kind of ready to go in. You know, I'm kind of excited.
She's so exciting to me.
Oh, yo, she sent me a pic, y'all. Wow. Damn. Could you send me one where you turned around?
Okay, I'll send it right now.
All right, I'm waiting to see this one. Okay. Wow. Yo, bruh. She got the wagon. Damn. And she got pretty feet. She's a keeper. Okay. Look, after the show, we're going to pretty much talk privately because everybody there in the chat and they're listening. Okay, so I don't want everybody to be in my business, all right? You live in Brooklyn for real?
Yes, I live in Brooklyn. And, you know, I was just wondering because I've been watching your show for a while and I'm in bed.
You know, you're making it kind of hard for a brother. Making a brother want to come see you now. Make a brother want to break his own rules. You really in bed?
Yes, Ringo, I'm in bed. And I'm not wearing nothing.
Man, I gotta pray to the Lord.
You say you gotta pray to the Lord?
No, I said I gotta take a cold shower.
I want to take a shower with you, Ringo.
Look. I gotta go. All right?
Okay, I'll call you in about 30 minutes.
First of all, how you got my number?
Oh, I just looked it up and I found it. I was on your IG page. I like your pics.
So, tell me something. You got any brothers?
Yeah, I got 8 brothers and they don't play. Matter of fact, they listening right now. They watching right now.
Hey, yo, bro. Yo, this Ringo?
Yeah, this Ringo.
I noticed I heard you talking to my sister. You said my sister got a wagon. And, you like her pretty feet, right? Well, I'm telling you now, bro. You better make sure you make my sister your wife. Before you do any activity with them toes. Are we on the same page, bro?
And no doubt, bro. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm cool. All right? I'm cool. Okay? I don't want no smoke. I mean, I'm gonna do your sister right. I mean, not you gonna do my sister right. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that, like I'll definitely take care of her. But, all right, bro, I'm gonna put her back on.
Hi, Ringo.
Damn. Yo, your brother crazy, man. Anyway, we will talk offline because, the viewers, they listening and everything. So, and it's kind of late. I got to go, all right?
Okay, I'm gonna be right here waiting for you naked.
All right, later. Bye-bye, all right?
Okay, bye, Ringo.
Wow. That's crazy right there, man. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like, damn. She got 8 brothers. I should have asked her which part of Brooklyn she live in. She might be in a gang or something. Her brothers might be in a gang. They got the shooters and the choppers. I don't want to get caught out there. But I'm not doing dirt anyway, so I don't got nothing to fear. All right? It is what it is. Anyway, y'all, appreciate everybody coming out to the show. It is what it is. Yeah, man. So, y'all take care. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Become a patron on patreon.com, Blackmail Advice TV. You can support the show if you like my content via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw, or on PayPal, paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. You can hit me up on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the videos, put a lot of creativity into my work. You know what I mean? I like doing these live shows. It's very creative, live and direct. So many different things I can do. You know what I mean? Don't let these men trick you after treating you. Like, don't let them do that. I'm just saying, it is what it is, So, I'm gonna sign out. Y'all take care. It is what it is. And we are out. Peace out, everybody. Peace out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $ Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Blackmail Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and